Brother, you're losing strength, focus, and drive. And everyone keeps telling you that's just you getting older. But here's the big lie you've been fed. These symptoms aren't aging. They're you feeling your low testosterone levels. You're going through a real biological shift that no one is warning you about. We're in an epidemic of men living with low testosterone levels, and it's hitting us right in the face. And the entire world acts like it doesn't exist. You're not imagining it. You're not weak. You're not broken. You're going through a real biological shift that no one is warning you about. And it's called andropause. And it's one of the most silent, devastating changes happening in your body right now. Men hear about menopause every single day. It's on TV, social media, and in every doctor's office. But andropause? Nothing. Silence. No discussion, no education, and no support. Here's the truth no one wants to talk about. Andropause is the slow, silent decline of testosterone that weakens men as they age. And most of us don't even know it's happening. We're walking around with symptoms that destroy our health, our energy, confidence, and our identity as men. And almost no one is connecting the dots for us. Testosterone levels in males peak at late puberty and into our 20s. But by the age 30, doctors say they begin to decline by roughly 1% a year. But many men now have a faster rate of decline than 1% a year, which can cause devastating results. But you have no way of knowing if that's you because your doctor never established a baseline T level and never tracked it after years to see how fast it was dropping. Think that's a problem? I'm Ken Kowalski, physical therapist, wrestling coach, husband, and dad of 4. For 30 years, I've watched men fade and decline without ever being told what's actually happening inside their own bodies. I wrote Grow or Die and created Second 50 Strong because men deserve to know the truth about how they can age as a strong masculine man into their 60s, 70s, and beyond. Stick with me here because I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Society tells your wife exactly what to expect with menopause. Mood swings, hot flashes, weight changes, like the whole checklist, right? There are news clips, documentaries, even chapters in high school textbooks educating us all on menopause. Hell, there are even entire sitcom episodes showcasing menopause where women sweat buckets and go emotionally crazy. But ask any random person about andropause? Crickets, tumbleweeds, nothing. And here's the mistake you're making that no one is showing you. You think because no one talks about andropause that it isn't important, and it's not happening to you. So you keep it out of your mind and hum the sad tune of, "It sucks to get old," without ever realizing that many of the problems you have are caused or at least worsened by your lowering T levels. Look in your doctor's office. There are no pamphlets on low testosterone. There are no charts and no warnings. We don't even get a lousy drug commercial for it. We men have become the forgotten gender. Every man over 50 is dealing with a drop in testosterone to some level and feeling the effects, and everybody just looks away. The results are devastating on our health. If I had $1 for every time a doctor offered to check a man's testosterone, I'd be dead broke and asking you for lunch money. Gentlemen, the enemy here isn't you getting older. It's the lack of awareness, the lack of testing, and the lack of conversation about your hormonal health as a man. Here's a fact that stings, but can save your life. Doctors aren't looking for your low testosterone because they don't profit from treating it. Big Pharma doesn't push it because insurance companies don't want to pay for the therapies. The medical machine doesn't care about your health. They care about your dollar. And that leaves your testosterone levels out of their equation. So we men walk blindly into a hormone crash that wrecks our health, strength, confidence, sex drive, and mental clarity because it's not a moneymaker for the medical machine. How pathetic is that? The biggest enemy is the lie that all of the decline you're feeling is normal with aging. I am enraged by how blatantly wrong this is. Yes, none of us are getting out of life alive. But do we not have to turn into sick, frail skeletons before our time is up? By being led into the trap of wrong information, you suffer while a host of industries profit from you. If you knew the truth of how you could powerfully age as a man, they'd all lose billions. so they fight like mad to stop you from knowing what I'm going to teach you. It's just that simple. Okay, quick story. I coach alongside 3 men over 50. One is in his 60s. Good guys, hard workers, smart men, great coaches. A couple of years ago, on a long bus ride to a tournament, I asked them if they had ever gotten their testosterone levels checks. Man, I'm telling you, they looked at me like I was crazy. They all smiled at each other like I was some kind of fool. One of them even said, "Why would I want to do that?" Not one of them has ever even thought to get their testosterone checked. Their doctors never brought it up at all. But I could tell just by looking at them that some of the issues they talked about, fatigue, weight gain, declining health, and low stamina, were definitely tied in some part to low T. But they were all told to write it off as just aging and given another prescription. And they accepted it, feeding into the old garbage adage, "It sucks to get old." No one ever taught them that andropause is real, measurable, and fixable. And now, sadly, they're all in their slow glide. Fast forward to a gentleman I treated who was a retired military special forces veteran. This guy was used to pushing himself to the limits of his ability for years and years. And when I met him, he looked really damn good. So I did what I always do and asked him what his secret was for functioning at such a high level at his age. And then I zipped my lips and opened my ears. He looked me dead in the eye, got all emotionally jacked up, and told me how many years ago he was miserable in basically every area of his life. He felt like he was slowly being flushed down the toilet as a man, didn't even identify with himself anymore. But then he and his doctor, this is quite a rare doctor, found out that his testosterone was really low. He went on testosterone replacement therapy, and he said it was like a magic wand got waved over him. His entire life changed back to the badass man he was for decades. He was so emotional on how amazing TRT saved his life, I thought he was going to jack me up against a wall. Here's what you should be paying attention to. Medical science shows low testosterone is linked to chronic disease, major depression, and premature death. Yet doctors almost never test for it. If your T level is above 300, they'll tell you you're fine, even if you feel like a shell of a man you used to be. Most men lose about 1% of their testosterone per year after age 30, but modern life has accelerated that decline. Many men now are losing testosterone 2 to 3 times faster than that, without ever even knowing it or being told why. Testosterone is the driving force behind everything that makes you a male and then makes you dominant, powerful, healthy man. When your T level is high, your entire body and mind operate like they were designed to. You build muscle easier, you recover from hard work faster, and your torso naturally shapes into that wide-shouldered V-tapered look that instantly signals power. Your body will carry less fat, has more energy and stamina, and even your voice drops into that deeper, more commanding tone that people instinctively react to. High testosterone doesn't just change how you look, it changes how you move through your world. You become more assertive, more aggressive when needed, and more dominant. Your bones get denser, your heart and blood vessels function better, and your energy spikes so you actually feel like getting things done instead of dragging yourself through your day. Your sex drive rises, your erections get harder and more frequent, your mind sharpens, your focus locks in, you start walking around with that quiet, predatory confidence that says you're built to take on the world. Money can't buy you any of that, but testosterone can give it back to you. All right, here are the warning signs you've been blowing off for too long. When your testosterone drops, every one of those powerful traits starts to fade. Your mood sinks, you lose your sharp edge, and life starts to feel like you're watching it instead of living it. That was a big one for me. Your muscles shrink, your shoulders narrow, body fat creeps up in your belly and your chest, and suddenly your shirts don't fit like they used to. Your energy tanks, you drag through your day, and the spark you used to wake up with feels like it's been smothered. Your mind gets foggy, your focus slips, and you start forgetting things that used to be really easy to remember. And it doesn't stop there, guys. Low T makes your bones thinner and more fragile. Your sex drive fades to the point where it barely crosses your mind anymore. You become more irritable until you're acting more emotional and reactive, like a woman. Erections get weaker or disappear altogether. Your heart health declines, your risk of disease goes way up, and slowly, quietly you start slipping into a weaker version of yourself that doesn't feel like you at all. Who the hell would want any of that? And yet, doctors almost never test for low testosterone, but they'll love to whip out their prescription pad and give you medications for each one of your individual symptoms instead of treating you like a whole person who might have a hormonal imbalance. So these are your action steps to take today. First, get a baseline testosterone test, both total testosterone and free testosterone. We'll be getting into that more later. If you don't know where it is now, you'll never know how fast your levels are dropping. If you ask your doctor for it, do not care what his reaction is. Tell him you want the test and make him order it for you. You can also get your T levels tested from some legitimate online websites. If you go this route, make sure you get your levels checked from an initial blood draw. Blood draws are the most accurate. Second, pay attention to any symptoms you may have. Low motivation, shrinking muscles, feeling disconnected from your life, increased belly fat, irritability, weak erections, brain fog. Have I missed anything? These aren't old age creeping in. They're warning signs that something is wrong. And third, start educating yourself and filling your bucket on testosterone for aging men. Get a book to read or an audiobook to listen to on the subject now. This is how you take your power back, and honestly, after reading a good book or two on this, you're going to know more about testosterone than your doctor. And here's your challenge. Look in the mirror tonight and ask yourself, are you living like a man whose testosterone is thriving? Or are you living like a man whose testosterone is fading? Tell yourself that you don't have to live with symptoms of low T, and make an action plan to do something about it. Talk to your doctor. If that doesn't go well, get a better doctor. Learn about ways to increase your T levels through lifestyle, environment, and treatment options. You deserve a better life of living than with low testosterone. But you have to take a first step. If you're a man in your second 50 and you want to understand what's happening inside your body and how to fight for your strength and purpose, hit like and subscribe. We're tearing the silence off of men's health one video at a time and freight training forward with the second 50 Strong missions. I wrote an entire section in the back of my book, Grow or Die, about andropause. It's on Amazon right now, and you might find it interesting. You can also check out my blogs at second50strong.com. I also have a free crash strength training course there for men over 50. It's not bad. Brother, low T chips away at you 1 inch at a time. But the moment you decide to fix it, everything changes. Your power returns, your health improves, your purpose sharpens, and your woman, she will feel the difference. Draw a line in the sand today and know there's a stronger version of you waiting on the other side of that line. Choose to raise your T levels and watch your second 50 years become your best years ever. And always remember, most men fade, but you're not most men.